I got some outfits, and like for Avani, she's 3. And it's like a crop top with like high-waisted shorts, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have my baby out there with her belly out, and it's fucking weird. Why are they doing this?
Not only that, like we went underwear shopping at a Walmart, and every pack were hipsters, and I'm like, where are the regular freaking underwear that my kid can have all of? Like, what is going on here?
Give me the granny panties.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where are the bloomers with the elastic
characters with the days of the damn week? Shit. Like,
oh my gosh, yes. Days of the week.
Like, come on now.
Like, you still wearing your Monday panties this Wednesday?
Like, I don't understand why everything has to be so sexualized with these little babies. Like,
gross. It's disgusting.
It's fucking weird.
They want them dressing like adults, like younger.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I judge moms that dress, especially their little girls, and grown women like style of clothes.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Babies Down, Bottles Up. I'm Karina and I'm here with my lovely ladies. Hey ladies.
Hey.
Hey. If we sound a little raspy, we're feeling a little under the weather, but here we are anyway. We're committed to y'all, so we are hoping that y'all are sharing and doing all the things to help us reach our goal. And then once we hit that 5,000 listen, we're going to have a giveaway of wine and a little basket of some goodies. If you do not like alcohol, that's okay, but in order to enter, you have to email us with your favorite episode, share the link of the episode, give us just a little summary of why that episode resonated with you. We're super excited to meet that goal and exceed it hopefully soon.
And shout out to Emily, because she is the first person to actually enter into the drawing. So thanks for your email, Emily. We really enjoyed reading it.
Yes.
And look, we have one person, so your odds are pretty fucking good.
Right.
So go enter the giveaway.
Please email us with your favorite episode and tell us why at info@bdbupod.com, and we're looking forward to getting some more entries. Today we are all talking about some of the things that we're doing to prep for back to school and what all that looks like for us. And I know for me, with the younger kids, I'm still kind of figuring it all out because I'm not quite there yet, but I'm definitely here for the tips and tricks from the more experienced ladies who have to deal with this. And I guess we can start with talking about what are some of the things that you do just to prep as far as like school shopping and that kind of thing.
Oh gosh, before I even do that, I have to reset everybody's schedules just because everybody's been on summertime. So they're going to bed later, they're waking up later, and I don't want it to be a difficult transition for them whenever they start school. So I start like, okay, earlier bedtimes, making sure that they do school year type stuff before bed, like make sure that your room is picked up, make sure that we think about what we're doing tomorrow, so on and so forth, just so they can get in that mindset and have them go to bed a little bit earlier and making them get up, even if they just make stank face at me across the table. That's fine. Especially like my oldest is almost 14 and she's just like, it's 7:00. And I'm like, girl, you have to wake up so early. It's not even funny. So that's the first thing we do.
That makes sense. You kind of got to alter their routine and make sure
not
that
just
they're...
them though. I feel like
me too.
Yeah,
me too.
That's true.
There was this meme going around last year that was like, I'm so tired of getting up for school, even though I'm not the one going. And it's like, yes, you still have to get up. So
like, damn it, I gotta start getting up at 5:00 now just to make sure that I'm together before I get them up and get
That's
them
true
together.
because you have to go to work too. So,
Yeah.
like outside of the home, at least I can work in my pajamas and nobody knows. Even if I
Right.
have a meeting, I just put on like a regular shirt and I'm still in my pajama pants. But you have to
Yeah.
be fully ready to go and
Yeah.
like face the day.
I'm not looking forward
Sounds
to it.
terrible.
That's true.
It's horrible.
Could never be me.
I'm slowly trying to get away from that. But we do the whole go to bed early too thing. Well, our kids kind of kept the same schedule this summer. So like our kids kind of go to bed late for their age. But I know if they go to bed earlier than 8:30, they will be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not here for that. So
See, I don't think 8:30 is late for
some people
for
think
your
so.
kiddos.
I think it depends on the age
Yeah.
of the kids because, like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't really compare Scarlett because of her like medical disorders, but she's in bed no later than 7:30. But then I feel like if you have teenagers, they're staying up till like 11 o'clock
Yeah.
midnight
Mhm.
most
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you have to get their little butts into
They're
shape
harder
because
to, yeah.
oh my God. And then if they forget something, it's a lot bigger of a deal for them to forget something than it is for the little kids.
Right.
And at that
Yeah.
age, you expect that they're going to be like setting an alarm and getting up, but then sometimes they sleep through it or, oh, my phone died. So you have to like make sure that you're watching too. It's like always just being prepared.
Yeah, I was just talking to my niece about that today. She was telling me how she's taking advanced classes at an advanced high school, and then she just got onto color guard, and she's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Go off.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm like, you need to manage your time. She goes, well, I have my homework, and I have this, and I have that. I'm like, okay. She goes, and I have to be in bed by 10, or my mom will flip. And I'm like, this is where your time management is going to come into place because you are 15. Almost 16, so you're going into being an adult, and those teenage years is when that really like that's when you have to
develop that skill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm better at managing my time if I have more stuff going on because you have to stick to a schedule.
Oh, yeah.
But if I have too much free time, that's when I just procrastinate my ass off.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Once you've kind of gone back to your routine and made sure that the kids are in a good place, where do you guys go next?
School
I
clothes.
feel like school clothes, yeah.
School shoes.
Yeah, school shopping in general. So something that I just discovered that I don't know if this is like a commonly known thing, but it's new to me. So hopefully not a lot of people know about it, but I went to get like the school supplies. Look, I will shop online till I'm blue in the face before I go into the store. So
I feel that.
Same.
Me too.
yes. So like I got on Walmart and they have like a back to school shopping section.
They do.
And from there, they have a find your supply list. And you go in there, they'll ask you for like the zip code and your school name. And then you get to choose what grade it is. And they have the school supply already there. So then you just add everything to the cart.
Yes, I remember
That is
seeing
so
that last
convenient.
year.
It
because-
was so great. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, I saw it
didn't
last
either.
year because I was for my job position that I was in, I had a budget and I had to buy school supplies, and so I did a lot of my shopping on Walmart, and that's how I found that tool.
Yeah, and they'll automatically put in like the cheapest stuff, like great value, which is great.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
hey, that's what you
Yeah.
need. Yeah, but unfortunately, so because I bought like the supplies really late, a lot of that stuff was already out of stock. So I have a few things that I still need to get, but for the most part, like we're good. And y'all, half of the kids' supply list is shit for the classroom.
I was just about to say that.
I bought
I
copy
wish that
paper and
Yeah. I wish that they
sanitizer.
would have like some kind of budget
For these
because I
teachers.
also don't think the teachers should have to buy it either.
Right.
But I feel like the school or the district should have a budget for like things to wipe down the tables with and like paper towels and Kleenex and hand sanitizer.
Literally bought all that stuff, hand soap, everything. Bought all of that.
Baby wipes.
We had to buy Kleenex.
And paper
So I'm going to
towels.
plug my job. So we have an annual school supply drive here in Texas at every HEB pretty much we were like at 33 HEBs. And I'm sure we're like an entity of a national organization, so I'm sure other people do it. So like if you ever need school supplies for your kids, look up communities and schools in your city, and they will give you school supplies. They will give you any type of things you need to clean your room, backpacks, clothing, shoes. We do all of that. So just go and find that and sign your kid up, and they can help you with that type of stuff.
There's always back to school fairs in a lot of cities.
Mm-hmm.
So always make sure to keep an eye out for those if you need it. Now, I heard, because I didn't go this year to the one they had in Dallas, but they said that, yes, they'll give you supplies, but it's a very basic box of supplies. So you might still need to purchase some things on your own. But hey, any little bit helps. Like, I've spent maybe $150 on just school supplies this year.
Wow.
Like, including backpacks and everything.
This time of year is the perfect time to stock up on school supplies too, that in case your kids need something more throughout the year, because the school supplies are like half price right now. So that's what we did. I stocked up on a bunch of stuff and I put them away where my kids couldn't get to them, so that I could just pull them out as the school year goes on. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I don't mind buying things for the classroom and so on. It's just crazy when it's like more than what their actual school supplies are.
It is so much stuff. I was so surprised looking at the supply list that I was just like, wow, that's more classroom maintenance stuff than like actual stuff that supplies. You'll actually be using. Yeah.
So like we went to meet the teacher on Thursday, and Zanaya's teacher, and it kind of annoyed me. Because I picked out stuff that she would like the colors that she would like. Like I got her pink scissors. We got her, some pretty little composition books, and, things that she likes.
Yeah.
She had a bin for every school supply that we purchased, and she made us put our school supplies in different bins. So Zanaya was a little upset because she had a pink crayon box, and she's probably not even going to be able to use it because it's now community-based.
Yes, no. I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
And I understand why they do it, because
some people may not have it.
Yeah, like other kids may not have all the school supplies that they asked for, so they just dip into that. But also, like you were saying, like our kids like very specific things. And so when we buy those things, we want them to use the things that we bought them.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, all their stuff ends up in the community crayon pack or whatever. And like, so... I told Ari, I was like, look, I'll buy you these like nice crayons, like, those twist ones. I was like, I'll buy you these for home, but for school, we're just getting regular fucking crayons because they're just going to end up in other kids' school pouches anyway.
Right. And
so I actually have an opposite opinion about this. This doesn't happen very often.
I know.
I feel like
take note.
I feel like that it's less because of other kids not having stuff and more of the kids not being able to keep up with their stuff. So they would have to like have it in their backpack or have it in their desk always. And if they take their backpack home and then they take out their crayons because they want to do something at home, then they don't ever come back to school. Or if they forget them at home, and then what happens if they're doing a drawing or a coloring exercise at school, then they don't have their stuff anymore. So then they have to use someone else's. And it's like, okay, little Johnny, like keep up with all this stuff. And what if you, just get your stuff stolen because your teacher isn't watching everything. So I think it's also like having everything in the buckets is like the teacher is now responsible for it and it gets handed out.
It makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense, but it's so crazy because like I feel like this is something that would never happen like for me growing up.
And not for us either.
No, I feel like I would be too OCD to like let it happen too. Like I would be like, no, this is my stuff. You are not touching it.
And so I guess this could be a tip. Like, if you're buying school supplies, especially for the younger
cheapest
kids,
stuff.
Buy the cheapest stuff because they're going to end up everyone's gonna use them. So don't buy like the color that they'll like or like the cartoon one or whatever. Like, and if you do, make them keep that stuff at home. Let them have supplies at home.
I think it depends on the teacher because like we went to her classroom and that was a thing. But then we went to Zane's classroom and his teacher was like, okay, put all your school supplies on your desk so that when we get there on Monday, you have it already here. You don't have to worry about taking it to and from school. And and that gives them responsibility. Like I
That's
understand
what
where
I
you're
was gonna
coming
say.
from,
Yeah.
but it makes them responsible for their things, which I think is really important for them to learn at that age.
And they do it more
Yeah.
so when they get older. So it didn't happen at all with middle school. The kids were responsible for their own things. And that was, at a certain age, they should be responsible for their things.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if they lose it or break it or what have you, and they don't communicate with mom and dad to be able to get them something, then that's on them. And that's a
Right.
natural life consequence.
Exactly.
And I love natural consequences. But it's more so like I get it for, kindergarten, first, second, third grade, something like that.
Exactly.
I get that. But
Little
as you get
kids.
older, okay. And let me tell you, high school is a whole different thing because my oldest is in high school. You don't know what supplies you need.
Right.
So you have to just
Not until
essentially
you're there.
No,
Yeah. And
not
they give you
until-
the
So they don't
syllabus.
give out school supply lists whenever
No,
you're in high
because
school.
well, you have all different classes.
Each
Right.
So
teacher
it
wants
depends on
something
what your
different.
classes are. So
Okay.
you have to just go get basic things like notebooks and pens and pencils and just different things like that. And then they go to their first day of classes and they get their syllabus and their materials are on their syllabus.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
then you
remember
have to
those
go
days.
right back out and get more
Me
stuff.
too.
And the problem with that is so much stuff is picked over. So there's not a lot available. So you almost have to try to think about what they may need for each class and go ahead and get everything. We only for Delaney had to get like 3 things because they needed like a specific size binder and she needed graphing paper, but it needed to be in a notebook. So we had just regular graph paper, but it needed to be in a spiral notebook. Why? I don't know. But that's what they wanted. And just little things. So I ordered it on Amazon. I probably paid double the price, but I just didn't want to deal with having to, because I tried to do Walmart, which Walmart sponsor us, okay? But that's where I got most
Walmart for real.
That's where I got most of my kids' school supplies, and it was very cost effective.
Yes, I love Walmart for that because I thought
there.
about doing Amazon, but shit, like everything was just so much more expensive. Especially the little things that you can't buy in bulk. It comes out a lot more expensive than if you were to buy it at Walmart.
At Walmart, I bought 30 glue sticks, and it was like $6.
Yeah, because they come in a pack of 6. And so
I
it's
just
like,
got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And like you said, if it's just stuff that's going to go into like the communal thing, like why spend so much money?
Here's a life tip too. Stock up on things and put them away. But even like food, I have to always go back to food and groceries. Stock up on things that you won't use more of just because you have more of it. If that makes sense. Like you're not going to use more glue stick just because you have glue stick.
You're right. You're not going to go and just open each one and just do one strip or stick.
But if it's something like cute sparkly stickers or something like that, they will use all of them very, very quickly just because they're there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how do you guys do like clothes and shoes? Like, do you set a budget and you're like, okay, this is what we're doing for this year. We're going to go buy you like the necessary stuff if they need uniforms, like that kind of thing. What do you guys do?
So I don't buy uniforms for the entire year because more than likely I will end up buying uniforms mid-year anyway, just because of how fast Ari grows. So I'll just get like the basics. And as they get older too, like it's easier because they haven't outgrown some of the stuff from last year. So like I have a couple of shirts that she can still use. So like this year I only had to get her like new pants because she outgrew everything, and shorts and things like that, but just buy like a week's worth, because in October, November, when it starts getting colder, like I'm gonna have to go and get long sleeve stuff, so that's gonna be another thing. So like I probably buy uniforms 3 times a year, and I don't want to buy it in advance because I don't know what her size will be when that weather change comes. So I just try to buy as needed, honestly.
My kids don't wear uniforms, so I mean they're getting clothes all year. Like right now, they have enough clothes for the first 2.5 weeks of school. And they're going to repeat those damn clothes every time.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like,
That sounds like a
shit
lot of
is
outfits
expensive.
to me. Shit.
Yeah, they're going to repeat. And then, of course, they'll get more clothes, like as Josh said, when the weather changes. With Zane, he's getting taller, y'all. He's almost to my shoulder. And
wow.
yeah,
Well, I mean, you're like
like that.
5'3".
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm like, you're gonna be taller than me by next summer. And so the thing that we had to buy most of the time for him are pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they outgrow that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my kids, they also don't wear uniforms. But with Scarlett, her teacher comes to our house. So I don't worry quite as much about what she wears. Like she can wear more like loungy or play clothes. Mm-hmm. And I'm not super concerned about it. So she just pretty much wears her regular schmegular clothes and I just buy them as she needs them throughout the year. Now for Delaney, this is also the beauty and the curse of having a teenager because I save up all year round for back to school just because it's easier for me not to like put all the money out at one time. So I just put a little bit into account all year long so I don't have to stress about it.
Very smart.
Yeah. My husband's in the Army, so we have USAA, so they have free checking. So I just slapped some money in there. But I give Delaney a budget and I let her shop online for what she wants.
I can't wait.
Within reason, we talk about the dress code, which don't even get me started on dress codes. Why we have to censor what a girl wears so a boy doesn't get distracted is beyond me. It's distracting. Okay, well, stop looking.
Right.
Okay.
Take his eyes out. No.
Especially elementary age children. My 6-year-old's shoulder is distracting. You're disgusting.
Right.
But anyway, I tell her, you're going to have X amount of money. You need to make sure you have outfits for a full week. And some extras. And then here in Colorado, it gets cold. Like it's already been below 60 and school just started. It's the beginning of August. So Delaney went to her first day and then both of the kids will go full week next week. So they have to have some of those like transition pieces, layering pieces. And I just go through what she's wanting, what she's ordering. And that is really convenient that way. And of course, we buy new shoes every year. And she has to have volleyball shoes and then regular sneakers and also boots for when it snows or if the weather is bad. And we usually, not every year, as they get older, we don't have to buy coats as much, but I usually make sure that they have a really good winter coat. And I usually buy that at the end of the season, the year before, and make sure it just has a growing room. Now I can do that with my kids. They're 11 and 13. I would never do that with a 4-year-old because Lord knows.
Yeah. You just don't know.
You never know.
You just don't know. But I'll tell you a hard part having an 11-year-old and Scarlett has some developmental disability. So the things that she wants to wear are more, I don't know how to say, like more younger styles, but now she doesn't fit in the kids' clothes anymore. Like some of the things I could get in an extra large, but a lot of the stuff she doesn't fit in those clothes anymore. So then I'm trying to find tween stuff, but it's all like booty shorts and like crop tops and stuff like that.
The
like,
crop top shit is driving me crazy.
For kids,
I fucking
what
hate
is
it.
Happening?
I hate it. I got some outfits, and like for Avani, she's 3. And it's like a crop top with like high-waisted shorts, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have my baby out there with her belly out, and it's fucking weird. Why are they doing this?
Not only that, like we went underwear shopping at Walmart, and every pack were hipsters, and I'm like, where are the regular freaking underwear that my kid can have all of like what is going on here?
Give me the granny panties for
Exactly.
Yeah. Where are the bloomers with the elastic
characters?
With the days of the damn week. Shit. Like,
Oh my gosh, yes. Days of the week.
like, come on now.
Like, you still wearing your Monday panties this Wednesday?
Like, I don't understand why everything
color-coded.
has to be so sexualized with these little babies. Like,
Gross. It's
come on, guys.
disgusting.
It's fucking
They
weird.
want them dressing like adults, like younger and
Exactly.
younger.
So I'm not gonna
Right.
lie to y'all. I
Weird.
judge moms that dress, especially their little girls, and grown women like style of clothes. I hate that shit.
I'm with you.
I see it all
Should.
the time. I
You
have
should judge them.
I judge them for real.
Hashtag
like-
I will judge you, mama.
Right?
Yes.
I judge you, mama.
Well, like kids' clothes are not just meant to be smaller adult clothes. Like
No.
they
Right.
should fit different. They should
They're
have
not
different
meant
styles.
to be sexy.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's weird.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
Yeah, I agree. Well, something that I've come across, like just with my kids in daycare, is the fact that I will spend, like, money to get them a nice winter coat and put their damn name on it, and then tell me why they lose it or
Oh,
come home with a
yes.
different coat.
Mhm.
Yes.
Sure do.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
is this gonna be a thing
It is.
every year? Like,
It is.
Yes.
The
Oh,
jacket
God.
thing,
Okay.
it hasn't gotten better for us, and she's about to be 8. So
oh, that's so frustrating.
no, it is, girl. It is. Like, we buy so
Or
many
different shoes. I'm like,
sweaters
what?
and stuff. But
That's
before we
weird.
move on from the uniform thing, I just did want to mention real quick, like, if you have a lot of leftover uniforms that your kid has outgrown and you don't have like anyone to pass it down to, check with the school to see if they have a uniform closet, so you can donate them to the school. And I think that's really cool. I mean, obviously for kids
That's
that
awesome.
don't have the money to buy
Right.
new uniforms, but also
Yeah.
like Ari has used the uniform closet in instances where like she rips her pants in the playground or whatever. So
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that, I think that's really beneficial.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really wish my kids did uniforms. A lot of
too.
people
Yeah.
don't agree.
I like them.
but I
Uh-uh.
really wish they,
Throw
because
'em
they
in
just
them.
grab it. There's
Bingo.
no,
And they know, it's
Yeah.
not a whole, well, what are you going to wear
Yeah.
tomorrow? And like, you just
Exactly.
already know, and it makes it simple for you as a parent too, because you
Right.
don't have to deal with all
and
of
it's not
it.
that crazy high school shit about. Now I know it'll still happen. I wore uniforms my whole educational career, so I knew like people would say something about what shoes you wore or whatever. But there's families that can maybe buy a nicer pair of shoes, but like buying Miss Me jeans for like every day of the week, get out of here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think as a kid, I hated wearing uniforms, but now that I'm
As a
parent,
mom. Me
too.
like, yeah,
I didn't wear
Agreed.
give them to me.
I wore uniforms
Yeah.
up until I got to high school, and then it was rough. Like, even as a kid, just like
Yeah.
trying to look good every day. I looked
Right.
good maybe Monday and Tuesday, but honestly, by Thursday,
It started going downhill. Yeah, we were barely showing up to school, let alone
Shit.
looking cute.
lucky
Right?
if I brushed my hair that day. Like,
For real.
I feel
it was
that. I feel
hard
that.
as a girl, as a teenage girl.
As a-
It was
Yeah.
really hard. And there were always
Mhm.
the girls that would come to school all done up in heels every single fucking
Oh
day.
my gosh, yes.
And
Or Delaney tells me that they have kids at school wearing Lululemon.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
hard,
And kids
too.
are mean. They're beginning to become mean at a very young age.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
I feel like if there's more unity, you could cut that out. So Naya had some little girls tell her that her hair was weird because it's long and curly. And it made me mad because she's 4. Well, she was 4 at the time,
my
and she started wanting
gosh.
to cut her hair. And I was
Aw.
like, you are not
What?
cutting
Long
your hair.
and
All
curly
because
is what
of-
everybody wants.
Exactly. And they were like,
Yeah.
it's because your hair is long. And she said they said her hair was hard. I'm like, your hair is not hard. It's very
Aw.
soft and very curly.
Aw.
And forget them. Like, I was like, do I need to go up to that school? No.
Yeah.
But kids are mean. And I feel like yeah, they won't be able to express themselves, but they just need to be dressed to go to school. Like,
Yeah.
no one should be worried about
Yeah.
what they're
Just
wearing
get
and
them
how their
through
hair
school.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's what society has put, value on now. It's like
Yeah.
the better dressed you are, like the more you fit in, and like the more popular you are, and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, Delaney's school, they don't even allow the Stanley Cups anymore because it was such like a Stanley Cup aesthetic that was going on. So they don't allow them.
I don't get that.
That's
I don't get the whole
frustrating.
Stanley Cup either.
I know.
We're finally at that age where I will buy my kids Skechers all day long. Like, those are the shoes.
For real.
Well, Skechers are in style now.
Skechers are the shit. And they have the cutest shoes for kids. And they're affordable. They're good shoes. Well, now we're at the age where she's not outgrowing her shoes as much. So now I feel like, okay, like I am going to buy her some Jordans.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, because same. I'm like, okay, she is actually going to wear them the whole year. So it is worth it to buy a good tennis shoe.
Yes. My kids have about
but I mean, she's 7. Like, but I see all these little toddlers in Jordans. And hey, if you can afford it, by all means, have your baby fly as fuck. But I couldn't, and I wasn't, especially if they were outgrowing it in 4 months.
Yeah, no.
Yep. I was just having that conversation.
I wanted to mention Target. If anybody has children who can't tie their shoes yet, or they have fine motor deficits, we get Scarlett these shoes from Target. They have laces on the top, so you lace them the first time, but they unzip across the back to the front, and then you can open them all up. So also, if your child wears braces on their feet, like AFOs or SMOs or anything like that, you can fit the brace into those shoes and zip them up. So you don't have to get such a big size to fit their braces into their shoes.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Target
has a lot of accessible clothing too, for like people with feeding tubes. And then we buy backpacks online from Target that clip to Scarlett's wheelchair. And they even have one that will hold a feeding pump and a bag of formula. So you can have like your school things in there, but also not have to pack
like a separate
feeding backpack that has like a pump and a tube feed bag in there. It can all go in one bag.
I love the inclusivity. That's so cool.
Sponsor us.
Also, Target, sponsor us.
Just forget that we mentioned Walmart a little bit ago.
Yeah. But I mean, you could lower your prices a little bit, Target.
A little
I
bit.
mean, come on, Target. Like,
I mean, I be thinking I'm going in there spending $30 and they're like $300. I'm like, what?
No, they steal from you. They pump something through the air conditioning.
They do something in there. Yeah.
Because I'm like, this stuff don't cost no $300.
You always end up with more shit than you intended to buy.
Yeah.
Losing track of time.
Yeah.
Just walking through the door.
No, there's something in there. You leave feeling happy as fuck, just broke. They have something. They have something.
You find cute stuff though. I mean, I always find too much.
Yeah, my sister's a team lead at Target, so I'm like, let's go to Target. Let me get them discounts.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we could go on and on about like shopping and clothes.
That'll be another episode.
Seriously.
Stay tuned.
So I guess moving on to our next little segment, how do you guys prep for back to school and like school orientation and like meet the teacher? Are there certain things that you guys do to, I guess, mentally prepare yourselves, but also prep your kids and like the whole not making blindness the focus of like meet the teacher, but obviously making it a priority so that they, think of you as a parent and that kind of thing.
That's so true. So I feel like my one goal when I meet the teacher is to let them know who I am and let them know like, hey, here is my email address. Here is my phone number. Please text me anything that you might send home that you have an electronic copy of. So that's like my number one priority when I meet the teacher. I'm lucky this year because I already know the teacher that she's gonna have. She was in her class.
That makes it easier.
She was in her class for a little bit last year. So like that teacher already knows. And she's really accommodating. And then there's teachers where you go and you meet them and maybe they'll do it for like the first few flyers
and then they forget.
Which I mean, teachers have a lot going on. So you kind of have to get resourceful with like making things accessible when they get home and stuff. But That's my only goal when I go to meet the teacher night, but I hate going to meet the teacher night. It is just so crowded.
I love
Really?
it.
It's so crowded, girl. Like, I mean,
It
I
is
don't know.
crowded.
It may be different for other people, but I know for me, like, it's really overwhelming. So I try to meet the teacher like the day of, if it's a new teacher, or I'll make an appointment specifically. I'll be like, hey, can I like swing by maybe like another day? You know what I mean? That's not meet the teacher night, to drop off school supplies and get to talk to them one-on-one. Because meet the teacher night, you might be able to talk to the teacher for like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
If that,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we
it's
just
just
did meet the
hectic.
teacher.
But if you drop off your kid that Monday morning, first day of school, they'll usually make a little bit of time to talk to the parents that weren't able to go to meet the teacher night. And it doesn't make me feel that bad about it, because it's the first day. Like, they're not doing much anyway. So yeah.
We did meet the teacher on Thursday, and I was excited because, well, my situation is a little different because I'm on a PTA, and so I kind of know some of the teachers there already, or most of the teachers. And so, oh my God, it was a lot though, because I have two there at the school, and but Zayn's been there. This will be his third year there, which is freaking crazy to me. And we had to go on a little school tour to go see all of our old teachers, and so it took a little a little more time. But you're right. Like, when you do meet those teachers that on Meet the Teacher, you don't get that much time to talk with them. Luckily, Zayn's teacher, she knows who I am because I am on the PTA, and she's already like, yeah, I have everything electronic. Da da da. I didn't get a chance to do that with Zanaya's teacher, but trust me, I will. Make sure they know who I am, and that we have a unique family. And when they do give us things, that it doesn't need to be electronic. And then they also ask about when the kids are like, how do they get home? How do they get to school? And so I also let them know that their dad walks them to and from school. He's also blind, but the kids are pretty good about, like, he'll just go and wait for them outside. They call it porch pickup, and the kids will go to him. And so I think the school is used to us at this point because we are the only blind parents, and so they're they're very accommodating. um and I don't know, I love meeting the teachers because I want them to know who I am. That's like Josh said, that's my most important goal
Oh
to
yeah.
like accomplish. Know me, know my name, know who my kid is, know what we need, and we won't have any problems.
And make it easily accessible too. Like, I make sure that they have my phone number, my cell phone.
Yeah.
Text me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just texting Zane's teacher the other day, actually. And she's the first teacher that's ever given her personal number to me. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, she's having a baby next month. So Zane's going to have like a sub for like 2 months. So we're a little sad about that. But I mean, she'll be back.
And you're making it easier for the next blind parents that come through.
Yeah.
So that's also a big deal.
That's true. Yeah.
How was Meet the Teacher high school? Like,
do y'all meet the teachers in high school?
Yeah, I'm not going to reiterate on everything that y'all said from when Delaney was young. Now, with Scarlett, her teacher comes to our home because she does the home hospital bound.
mm-hmm.
So it's the same teacher. So I already know her. She's already texted me. She's been to my home, both of the teachers. So I don't really worry about that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school, so far, we have not met the teachers. In middle school, they had a little like open house, but it wasn't really meet the teachers. It was a couple of weeks into school.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just kind of go to each class and like say hi. And the teacher talks about what they're going to be learning and classroom expectations. But usually for that type of thing, Delaney has a 504. So I'm in there like making sure that they know about her 504 and that they've received proper documentation, and just to reiterate anything. But as she's gotten older, she's become more independent with that, which I'm so proud.
That's
because
awesome.
self-advocacy is such a big skill to learn, and it takes fine tuning.
Yes.
And I'm glad that she's been working on it. So far this year in high school, we did an open house, and that was wild. I felt like we got thrown to the dogs because we walked in, they gave us her schedule and they gave us a map, and they're like, good luck.
Oh my gosh.
And the school is huge. It is so big. It's multiple buildings, it's multiple floors.
Oh
and
my gosh.
obviously I can't see the map. God bless my sweet child because she's got dyslexia and dysgraphia.
Y'all were just a mess.
I was struggling.
The struggle was real. Thankfully, my husband was there and he's like, I've got this. Okay. This is what we do. This is land nav. I'm good at this. Struggle. Damn, we still struggle. And the issue is we had Scarlett. So she was in her wheelchair. So we're like, okay, Delaney, we got to go this way because we got to take the elevator. But that's not the way you're going to take when you do it. Okay. You're going to go down the stairs over here.
My goodness.
Oh my God.
It was not easy to find all of the classes, but thankfully the 9th graders started a day before all of the other grades. So they got to kind of get the kinks out a little bit.
That's
so
good. That's probably why
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Because it's already overwhelming to know you're starting high school and all that. And then,
and they have 2 cafeterias. They have 4 lunch shifts. They have so many kids there. Like when we were trying to find the classrooms, I was getting really overwhelmed. I don't know about y'all if there's like so much sound and everything is bouncing out of an enclosed,
echoey,
very disorienting. And I start to get like that sweat on the back of your neck. And I'm like, oh no, I don't like this. I should have popped a Xanny or something before I came here because I can't.
Not pill mom.
Shit.
I do not have
going to
any
high
Xanax,
school.
okay?
What did Danny say? Babies down, pill bottles up.
Pill bottles up.
That was our new title for today because of how we're
all
how
sick
we
and
are.
stuff.
I said babies down.
Pillows fluffed.
Pillows fluffed.
Pillows fluffed. Babies down, pillows up.
Yes. We try to hype ourselves up before the episodes. So
it works sometimes.
But what's also crazy is just the kids there. They're like grown.
Right.
It's like, are you 17 or are you 30? Like, I can't tell.
Like you're taller
the way
than
these
me.
kids are like doing themselves up and whatnot. They just looking too old for their own good.
Man, if they only knew. It's like the whole thing when you're a teenager, you want to be old.
Right.
When you're old, you're
Stay
young.
I could be
No
a
bills.
teenager. Yeah,
Don't
no
do it to yourself.
responsibilities. Yeah. Just
I do have to say too that we got her bus route changed, which we're really proud about.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I was saving it for the pod, but they wanted Delaney to catch the bus. Now, this is the bus stop. The stop was a mile away from our house, and they wanted her to be picked up at 5:50. Well, it's dark as hell a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like 5:50 is early.
Right.
It's going to be dark most places
That's
at 5:50, but
early.
especially in Colorado.
Right.
And then it's cold too. And my husband called up there and he was just telling them that it was a safety issue because we also live on dirt roads. There's no street lights either. And he felt like it would be unsafe. And so do I, especially when it's cold and snowy and icy.
Creepy as
Nobody
hell.
can see her.
And she's a female. Like
exactly. Yeah. She's a teenage girl.
Right.
So we felt very uncomfortable. So we made a big to do about it. And they ended up changing her bus stop to only 0.3 miles away. And now she catches the bus at 6:35. Now the majority of the time, it's still going to be dark, but it's not going to be as terrible. And there's also bus fees too. I don't know if everywhere has bus fees, but that's also, I feel like if you're paying a bus fee, you should also pick me up in my fucking driveway. Are you kidding me?
Right?
So
we don't
because
get
Ari
service.
is considered special ed, like she gets special ed transportation, so they pick her up right at the door.
Yeah, when we lived on Post, we were in the parental responsibility area. If you live like a certain amount of miles from school, I think it's like 2 miles.
You have to be over.
They don't do they don't do bus transportation at all. All.
That's why my kids are walking to school every fucking day, walking back, and it's about 30 minutes each way.
Yeah.
Because they won't give us transportation.
That's crazy.
And they will not budge at all. Because I was trying to tell them that like I had to walk Delaney to and from, but then I had Scarlett in the wheelchair, so I couldn't take the little cutoff. So it was really far, and it's Texas, so it's hot as Satan's ass crack. And they were like, that's a you
For
problem.
real.
So I ended up just paying another mom to drive Delaney to school with her kids because I just felt like that wasn't something that was going to be sustainable for us.
If I take Uber to work, I take my kids because I don't feel like it's right for me to be like, all right, y'all walk to school, and I'm riding past you in the Uber, like, hey, yo, no, I can't, I can't do that, right?
Have a good day at school.
Right?
See you guys
Right?
later. Yeah.
When I get home,
Waving out the window.
right?
Yeah.
So, people have told me to go to like the board to talk up, like the education board, to complain. But I don't think it'll do anything. They
I
don't
went to the
care.
school board and they didn't care for me.
They don't care. So Axel walks them to and from school, and that's their time with their dad, where they can talk about their day, and
That's good. I feel like some of the
time.
best times are going to and from school, whichever way you did it, right? Like whether you rode the bus or your parents took you and you got to listen to like the morning shows on the radio.
Oh yeah. I just saw
Yeah.
a TikTok of a pediatrician, and she was saying like, parents, talk to your kids about really deep conversations in the car because they can't get out.
Yeah.
And you're not like having to like look face to face at each other.
Right. So
and you're not facing each other. So it's less awkward. So talk about drugs, talk about being nice to other people, talk about how everyone is different, talk about how not everybody has the same amount of money, talk about safe sex, talk about body parts and safe people and unsafe people and keeping secrets, talk about all those things.
Yeah.
In a situation like that. And I was like, wow, that is really, really smart. But when we were talking about Uber, it made me think about we just signed up for Uber Teen, where it links to your Uber account and your teenagers can request their own Ubers and we can track everything. So I was so proud of her because she did not want to do it. She was terrified. She was really nervous. But Delaney had open gym at her new school before she started school. So it was the day before school started. And she took an Uber there by herself.
What a big
for the
girl.
first time ever.
Good.
And then found where she needed to go. And she did open gym with a bunch of people she had never met before. And she was so nervous, but she did it. And I just was thinking, if she can get through this is going to be such a monumental confidence building thing that she can do.
What an adult.
And she did it. And she told me she was proud that she did it. And she was glad that she went.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
And I'm also sad that she's getting old.
That's so cool.
I know.
It just means we're getting older.
Don't say that.
I disagree. I disagree.
Well, this has been a jam-packed episode, I feel like, with a lot of information on what to prepare for as we welcome our kids back to school.
We thought we wouldn't have a lot to share. Look at that.
I know.
We always think that.
We always do this.
Yeah, always. I guess one thing for me as a parent who's preparing to send their kids to school soon, maybe next year, possibly. I'm still trying to figure all that out with the birthday cutoffs and all that. But what would be like your biggest piece of advice for like a new parent going into this?
I mean, it's so much, but I think the most important thing as a blind parent is to make sure that the school knows you and to make sure that you build those relationships, with the teacher.
Early.
Yeah, but not just that, like build it with the staff, like I have the principal's phone number. Like
Same.
Yeah, just because
nice. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was one day where my kid is in theater and they had a theater practice at a different school. So I didn't know where I was supposed to pick her up and I was already running late. So all the kids were gone. And so I didn't know where she was. And I called the principal and the principal was able to call the teacher that had stayed behind with Ariana. And so those are things that you're just like, what would I have done in that situation if I didn't have a contact? I mean, that's just
smart.
for everybody, not even just like blind parents, but I mean,
be sociable, like talk to people when you're at Meet the Parents, because we were trying to figure out how a chart worked to figure out what lunch shift Delaney had, and the person who helped us was the athletic director. So we chatting with him because she's doing athletics, and with that, we would have never had that connection with him had we not stopped and started up a conversation with him beyond just like, oh, you have this lunch.
Yeah.
So just talk to people.
It's important. Yeah. And then they'll get to know you too. And so like it won't be as intimidating to walk into the school because everyone will know you and they'll help.
And then
join
your PTA.
PTA,
you don't have to be,
yes.
You don't have to be like an officer. Just join and become a member. That helps you get to know parents and teachers and the staff, because the PTA does so much for the entire school. You kind of just throw yourself into that environment, and being a part of the PTA really helped me because I'm the membership chair. So of course I'm meeting everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's helped me get to build relationships with not just the principal, with like the front staff though, with teachers and teachers that don't even have my kids yet.
Yeah.
So I think that getting into the PTA and also getting with parents, because like I've met a couple of my friends through my kids because of my kids having friendships with them, with their kids. And so like it helps with everything. Like if you don't know what dress day it is for the damn dress spirit week.
Oh, don't get me started on those spirit days, girl.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, like building those connections is really, really important. And also know that you're going to make mistakes. You may not be like, you may be planning on doing a sight words with them at night, and then you guys may have had a rough night and you didn't get a chance to do it. Don't beat yourself up. You always have the next day.
And that's not going to make or break their education.
Exactly.
I have a practical tip, and that is, as long as your child doesn't have any kind of special need, make sure that they are really comfortable with their potty training by the time they start, just because the teachers and the aides are not allowed to help with toileting at all. So even if they have an accident, no one can help them. And that's to protect them, and that's to protect the staff. So if they have an accident, they're kind of on their own with that. So just even practice with them. Like, if I do have an accident, this is how I need to change my clothes and that sort of thing, just because no one can help them. And I didn't know that right away. So the fact that like, I was like, oh, so if she can't do up her belt, there's nobody who can help her in the bathroom. And no, actually staff, I don't know if this is everywhere, but it has been the schools that I've had experiences with, but adults can't even enter the bathroom unless it's like a medical emergency.
Can't. I don't think they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's something I'm figuring out now as like my kid is potty training, and like, I mean, he's done, like he's solid, but you know, there are times where I think he still needs help, like wiping and things like that. You know? And
my daughter's 7, and we're still having
out
problems with wiping. Don't even let me start.
Wiping is a whole thing. I don't. Yeah,
it is so gross.
It is. But you don't want them to stink, and yeah, you know, it's a whole thing.
We gotta talk about that too. We're gonna do a potty training episode.
Oh, potty training. How do you help your kids with homework? That was another one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I think it's been a really good episode. Thank you guys for sharing all your tips and tricks, especially like for me, who's not quite there yet, but is I think I have some fears, and I think you guys did a really good job of like solidifying some of the questions I had, and like I'm taking notes for sure. So thank you. Thank you everyone again for tuning into another episode, and you know, if you have any tips and tricks to share, send us an email, and share and subscribe and like. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.